Hello friends! In this video, I'm going to teach you how to stay healthy in late summer, which is actually its own unique season in traditional Chinese medicine. We've talked before here about how important it is to align your diet, lifestyle, your energy output, just how you are being with the seasons, and especially with the change in seasons, because change is a very challenging concept for most humans, especially most Americans, right? So we need to adjust and start to slow down, especially this time of year, in order to stay well. So stick around if you want to hear these wellness tips and set yourself up for a healthy living throughout the year. I'm Brandy Falcon, owner of Falcon Healing Arts, and I help families find and maintain holistic wellness. That means to find a balance of health in body, heart, mind, and spirit. And this is through Eastern healing arts, such as traditional Chinese medicine, yoga, and Qigong energy healing. So if this is something that interests you, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you are notified each time I upload a new video. So first of all, I need to explain this concept of late summer. Here in California, we used to call it an Indian summer or Native American summer. It's this time of year as we move toward fall where it usually gets extremely hot. Here again in California, I'm in the Bay Area. We usually have a lot of heat into October. This is the phenomenon of late summer, and it is so hot and muggy oftentimes. It has this element of dampness to it that I'm going to talk about in a moment, but it's this kind of heat that makes us need to just lay around and really just go inward and pull in our energy. And I feel like this stage is so helpful because this is what we need to be doing in fall and winter. And the transition to autumn, the slowing down, is so hard for so many people. So this last burst of energy that nature gives us to ripen all the fruit in the orchards and in our gardens is really useful to help us conserve our energy so we can harvest and reap greater outcomes with our health. Now, in traditional Chinese medicine, most practitioners agree that this is the end of August and into September where we can honor this late summer time. There are practitioners who don't align with this late summer concept, and instead the earth element that is related to late summer, they use that as a transition in between the seasons. And I actually like to honor both systems. We need to remember that we are microcosms of nature. And so there are elements inside of us that also relate to the outside world. So we look at the weather, we look at the climate, because inside of us we have a similar climate that may actually become more healthy during a certain season, or we may have more challenges during a certain season because of our innate constitution. So these are the things associated with late summer, its characteristics, and you may want to pay attention to see if you have any imbalances that are related to it. We're going to get into some specific health issues in a moment, but first of all, the earth element is related to the season, also the color yellow. Of all of the directions, north, south, east, west, it's actually in the center. So it's not one of those, but has its own direction, which is down in the human body, our mouth, our muscles, sweetness as our sense of taste that's related to late summer and the earth element. It has to do with the stomach and spleen meridians in our bodies The spleen meridian arises at the inner big toe and runs up alongside the inner thigh up to the torso. The stomach meridian starts at the eye, goes over the face, and runs down the front of the body to the front side of the leg and ends at the end of the middle toe. So if you have any issues along those body parts, it is related to the stomach and spleen meridians. And then I'll talk in a moment about the imbalances that we might see with these organs. So these are all related to late summer. Also, dampness and damp environments. So damp environments outside, because in late summer it can be very humid in some regions, but there also can be the sense of dampness inside our bodies. And when these organs and channels are out of balance, there can be an emotional response too, and that is worry or pensiveness, overthinking. And this can go the other way around, that if we are more prone to being one who overthinks and has pensiveness, we can create an imbalance in other aspects of ourself, like a physical manifestation in our body. So this concept of late summer being associated with the earth and center and down as the direction is really important when we're talking about this shift in energy that is happening right now. This is time to go inward. It's time to find our center and to create a balance of effort, a resetting, if you will. And that's why it's also important for us to acknowledge the role of the earth element in between all the other seasons as well. So what about your health and late summer? Because this time of year is associated with the stomach and spleen organs and meridians, digestion is really important. Of course, it's important every time of the year, but especially if you have challenges that tend to get worse in this type of weather and this time of year. So these are the types of imbalances you may see that are associated with this earth element late summer imbalance, and also associated with digestion. You might feel nausea, experience belching, bloating, stomach bugs, loose stools, weight gain. You may have blood sugar issues. Borborygmus is the stomach rumbling that you might hear after eating a meal. You may have a lot of phlegm in the lungs, in your throat, in your stools. You may experience a lot of water retention, or have a lot of inflammation in the body, especially in your joints. So there may be some heaviness and achiness associated with that too. This heaviness can also weigh down on your energy, so you may be feeling more fatigue. And then there's a lot of damp conditions in the body that are what it sounds like. So you may have more fungal infections on the skin, on your nails, in your gut, candida overgrowth, yeast infections. These tend to have a foul smelling odor. So that smell may be coming up with your bowel movements or with vaginal discharge. You may have oozing rashes, a manifestation of what we call damp heat. There may be actual nodules or lumps under the skin, and you may have a lot of worry and overwhelm, which can also upset the stomach. So if you have any of these issues anytime during the year, chances are they are probably worse right now. So this is the perfect time of year to make some adjustments and create a better balance inside and out. So let's talk nutrition. Food is the first place we should always start, how we are nourishing our bodies. These are the foods that tend to increase dampness, sugar, alcohol, greasy foods, eating a lot of cold raw fruits and vegetables, eating too many fermented foods and vinegar, eating a lot of dairy products, and having an excess of refined grains. So you could just limit these foods in your diet and see how that goes, if your condition improves at all. But to make bigger changes, this would be an excellent time to do a little cleanse, even just for this 1 month period of late summer. I have my Nourish to Heal diet and lifestyle cleanse you can choose, and then you can fine tune it with this Chinese medicine advice. Or you could try another cleanse that you resonate with, but try to stick to it for at least a couple of weeks so that you can see a difference. And again, we want to see that we are improving our digestion, that the symptoms I listed are reduced. If you have extra weight, this is the time to see that let go. And then when it comes to the foods that you want to bring into your diet, you can be eating more scallions, chives, leeks, asparagus, celery, potatoes, lettuce, alfalfa, turnips, mustard greens, dandelion greens, mushroom squash, daikon radish, and a lot of other vegetables that are known to resolve dampness. I would really back off from eating a lot of fruit at this time, especially tropical fruit, which can cause more damp heat in the body. So mangoes, pineapples, all those really sweet fruits that are not native to your region, we definitely want to be eating in season right now, very locally, because this is what your body is used to. This is what it's accustomed to, and you'll be able to digest it easier. I would even suggest that you cook the fruits that you do consume so it makes it easier on your digestion, and limit yourself to just 2 to 3 servings of fruit per day. If you're eating grains, corn, rye, millet, and barley are good ones to bring into your diet. It's always best to soak grains for several hours first to make them more digestible. You always want to balance out having protein with each meal to balance blood sugar levels, but we don't want to be eating a lot of fatty protein right now, and instead stick with leaner cuts of chicken, fish, or beef. When it comes to nuts and seeds, aduki beans, mung beans, pumpkin seeds, and if you are eating soy, making sure that it's non-GMO and fermented if possible. The only dairy I would suggest is yogurt. For this time period, it would be a good idea to remove all others. Also, try to limit your sugar dramatically, just using a little bit of raw honey here and there. So you could check out my related blog post in the description below, which has even more details about how to stay healthy in late summer. I'm also starting a new yoga series this Thursday, September 2nd, which is all about harmonizing the stomach spleen meridians in the body and focusing on this late summer transition that's going to help us move into fall more gracefully. So I hope this information was interesting to you, that you learned a few things you could change to improve your health in late summer. I know this can be a very confusing concept. Traditional Chinese medicine is very complex. So let me know if you have any questions, and you can also work with me more closely in distance Chinese medicine sessions, online energy healing, and health coaching. So reach out to me if you need extra support, and I would appreciate it if you would like this video if it resonated, share it with a friend who can use this advice as well, and you could check out these other videos that can help you in this wellness journey. Well wishes.